Welcome to the Heidelberger pregame show. I'm standing here in Ray Skillman Stadium with Coach Eric Moore a few hours before they take on Columbus East in another sectional championship. The Trojans come in tonight. If we're able to get a victory, Coach, it'll be 10 straight, the longest streak in the state of Indiana. This is the time of year you always talk about focusing on you, the coach, not the coach, but the team. And as you go into this game, what have you been working on all week?
Well, if you were mistaken by the exhausted voice of Coach Holt here, it's the 10th straight sectional championship. If we win tonight, it's the 10th straight sectional championship, but our 11th straight game. So it's important to win both the sectional and increase our winning streak to 11. And it's been a great week of practice. The weather's been awesome. It's been a fun fall week to be outside and still being one of those teams practicing football. It's a chance to go to the Elite Eight, for the 11th straight time. So we're happy to still be playing football. We're honored to be representing Center Grove.
Columbus East, like we did last week, beat Columbus North earlier in the year. They always seem to have athletic kids. They can swing it around a little bit, have usually a good running game. What do you look for from them?
Yeah, just what you said. They have a complete offense. They run the ball well. They throw the ball well. Their quarterback does a great job of running with the football. Their defense is fast. They're not as big as we've been playing, but they're incredibly talented in the secondary. The secondary skill kids are tall and fast and get the footballs, and their defensive line is not as big as we're used to playing, but they move so well and they stunt, and that gives us a problems sometimes. But I'll tell you what, like one of the number one problems with Columbus East is they never make mistakes. They won't beat themselves. They won't throw interceptions or fumble balls. You got to go out and beat them.
Last week we were in essence forced to go to the pass a little bit earlier than maybe we normally would. Taven had arguably one of his better games, only one incompletion, a couple touchdowns. He also ran the ball real well. That's nice to see in a situation where you are struggling a little bit up front and getting some yards on the rushing side.
Well, it's just what we work on. We have an all-weather offense, and we have an offense that can run the football. We can run vertically, or we we're good on the horizontal. We can run to the flats, or we can run up the middle. We have power offense with Carson, back of the Warhorse. But we also are very blessed to have a very talented and mobile quarterback with some receivers, maybe the best set of receivers we've ever had at Center Grove. Maybe their stats aren't out of this world, but they catch balls when they're thrown to them. And Taven showed just another bullet in the gun there by being able to take off and run with it at times. And the way we controlled the football game last week was really incredible to watch. Just want to be more physical and a little bit tougher up front. And, for the offense and still be able to make big plays. We got to go make big plays on people and be sound on special teams.
Might not think they have stats as a large number, but Trent Veith was able to break a long-term record last week. Connor Delp's on his way to potentially getting Dan Thompson's record, goes back to 1988. So they have shown that they've been around a few years, and as you guys have increased passing, those guys are going to come out of here with a great career and be in the record book.
Well, I can appreciate them being humble. They want to win football games. Connor Delp and Trent Veith want to win football games. They don't really care about stats and stuff. I know it's going to be fun for them, especially if Connor can get the two that he's close to. And it's great to see Trent get the receptions, and that's all good. And Carson with the most yards and most touchdowns. But the big thing is we only worry about one stat now. We want 4 more wins.
Absolutely. You're all probably wondering why I got this in my arms.
Yes, we are.
Coach Moore doesn't even know. In case you didn't hear last week, last Saturday launched the 38th annual craft fair.
Oh, yeah.
Normally, it's held right behind us in the school, but we couldn't do that with COVID this year. So thanks to Becky Stanball and Amy Chandler, we went virtual. It's been a great success. As long as we stay in the tournament every week, we're going to add another product from the craft fair, along with a lot of Center Grove spirit wear. This is Aunt Phil's Afghans, normally around $40 to $50. It's going to be a part of a drawing that if you answer the trivia question correctly, pretty nice, huh? Yeah. Little Center Grove covers his big belly. If you answer the question correctly and reply on Twitter when I launch it, you go into a pool, and every week we keep adding. You can offer as many times as you want, and when the season's done, you're going to get a pretty big prize as we draw your name out of the hat. The question tonight, it's always going to be based off of Coach Moore, all right? So check your Twitter, but what the question is when Coach Moore was a student athlete at Indiana University playing football, he had his favorite places he liked to eat. Name his favorite delivery pizza place. It could be A, Mama Bear's, B, Pizza Express, C, Noble Romans, or D, dominoes? You guys come back to me on a repeat question with the reply on Twitter at Center Grove Football, and you could get into this little game that we're going to play here throughout the rest of the year.
Could be E, all the above, too.
It could, but I think you had a favorite. That said, we also start this season of tournament football. We didn't get a chance to do an interview last week, but we always have the call-in show, and you always know who's first on the list. He's always been in line, is our good old friend Paul Bennett.
Paul Bennett.
And his question to start the playoffs off, even though we had 1 week ago our first game, when was the last time a Center Grove Trojan returned a punt or a kickoff, whether it's regular season or playoffs, all the way for a touchdown, and do you know who it was?
Are you asking me?
I'm asking you. This is just the call-in question for our buddy Paul.
In the playoff itself or just regular season?
Either or.
I don't know.
He's gonna say, "Oh yeah, I remember this. It was just a couple years ago, a punt return in a really kind of a nasty weather game.
Terrible weather.
Riley Roberts. He was rumbling, bumbling. It was the most ridiculous
and muddy field. Yeah.
And it was almost the most ridiculous return I've ever seen. He was stumbling. He was all over the place, but he got a return for a touchdown that kind of set the mode for our victory against Franklin Central and won the title.
Was that the first game we wore our red breeches?
I believe it was, that you guys saw last week. If you watched the show, they've been good luck. We're undefeated in them.
Sort of been a tradition to go that first game in our red breeches, huh?
So that said, hey, we're going to have a beautiful evening tonight. It's absolutely awesome out. Coach, we wish you luck. Go get and continue the streak of sectionals championships in the state of Indiana.
Absolutely. And if you get cold tonight, just look me up and I'll help you get on your warm Afghan. Tell you what, this is first class right here. My mother used to make them like this. Hi, Mom. Beautiful Afghan for a beautiful football team on a beautiful night. Hey, get out here and root on your Trojans. Let's go. Let's get us our 11th or 10th. Was it 10th? It's 11-0. We could win. 10th straight sectional championships. Go Trojans.